So you have big goals and vision, but you are feeling overwhelmed by all that is on your to-do list. You want to grow, but you really want to do it in a sustainable way. And most importantly, you want to grow closer to God in your everyday. You don't want your faith to be an afterthought anymore or a nice to have, but you want your belief in God and your relationship with Him to drive all you do and how you do it. So, as you're searching for support and going from where you are to where God wants you to be, you might even feel more overwhelmed than you were before, and you don't know what to expect or even necessarily what you're looking for. So, let's make it easier by sharing a little bit more about what grace based Christian coaching is about, how we are different, and how we can stand in the gap to get you from where you are to where God wants you to be. So, of course, this is my perspective that I'm sharing from my years and years of experience in education, relationship with clients. But also, I'd encourage you to go ahead and check out Google reviews for grace based Christian coaching. There are countless 5-star reviews over there of clients sharing their experience and their growth. And then you can also go to gracebasedchristiancoaching.com/testimonials and read even more client stories there. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few different things: personal, professional, and why. Why me, Alexandra Cowell, through GSCC might be your next best move. So we're going to start with personal. So, I mean, if I got to say the one biggest differentiator, it is how God shows up in these sessions. It is my passion, my love for faith and Jesus, and bringing that into what you are doing and how you are living it out. There's nothing like it. What you do and how you do matters. And we get to serve you in that way through Christian coaching. I'm always learning. That's just part of who I am, and get to use those learnings and experiences to serve you well. So at this point, I've served over 100 one-on-one clients, have hundreds of hours of coach training, a robust toolkit that I'll use to share specific resources custom to whatever challenge you're working through. There's just so much personal growth that I've gone through myself and have served clients in, and you get to be the beneficiary of all of that when we work together. I was looking back to some different surveys that I've had over the years too, and like, think, what did other people say about working with me? What did they think? And a few words that came up: inspiring, empathetic, insightful, enlightening, encouraging, motivating, intuitive, inspirational, and authentic. So if you're looking for someone that can serve you in that capacity, like, this is it. This is where you're supposed to be. A gentle accountability. That's another aspect to it. Accountability is essential to success. And through grace-based Christian coaching, right? GSCC, this is your non-judgment, it's your judgment-free zone to lay it all out on the table, make sense of it all, and then work through it, create a plan with what's going on. So, we're gonna hold you accountable, but do it in a way that feels supportive and lifts you up. And of course, like, being a good listener. When you want to grow, you need someone who hears you, who sees you, who isn't distracted. This is what you get through grace-based Christian coaching. It's the basis of so much. Okay, a few different strengths you can expect. Who I am at my core, who God created me to be. I'm an achiever, according to the Strengths Finder assessment. I'm an achiever, have the gift of focus, futuristic, learner, and input. So I'll repeatedly go out of my way to support, inspire, motivate various people, because that's what God created me to do and be passionate about, and you get to benefit from that. The different knowledge and skills that I will naturally just seek out. I'll go to a training on my just because I love it and I want to serve you so well, at least once a month in real life or virtually. You are working very hard to breathe life into your dreams. Um, and through working together, you get someone who is just next level this way too. This means that I get to energize you, support you in so much enthusiasm. Like, it's almost like borrowing my faith so that you can get elevated to this next level where you're being led to and called to. Okay, focus is another space too. The forward-looking thinker. And if we're going to be doing something, if you're going to be spending your time, your money, your resources, let's help you to think through whatever you need to be focused on as a filter to support your end goal. So I'll help you to stay efficient, stay on point, to prioritize and act accordingly. Futuristic is another strength. So totally inspired by the future and what could be. Um, help help you to see the it's like the future fascinates me. That's something an assessment said. I'm like, yes, that is on point. So get to use just the potential, the possibilities. I get to see that for whatever you have going on, and then come to develop a strategy that's going to support you in taking action on all of those things. We talked about the learner aspect, right? The desire for continuous improvement, like status quo is unacceptable. And just so much of this comes to life in working with my clients. And then input. So this means I have a craving to know more, collect and archive information. And I cannot say enough. That is the truth. And you get to benefit just from the wealth of knowledge that I compiled over the years. Um, and there's one other that you might be interested in too, if you're just passionate about development. It's called the standout assessment. So a couple of things that stood out from there is with my style that I'm energizing and bring life to what matters. I invigorate and inspire others to do more with what they have. A genius at leveraging and motivating. So if this is something that like God has given you good gifts and good resources, but it's like, what do I do with them? How do I up level? Like, what would it look like to get to this next space, um, and do it in a way that honors God? Like, this is it. This is it. It also had mentioned that persistent, always considering who I could call upon to support a situation and don't give up in it. There's so much that I can support people in with connecting them with resources, but in this next iteration of GSCC, we might get to do this in a way of connecting people together. So more to come on that. But it says, I love to think of in terms of possibilities. And that is the truth. Like just this morning, I had a session with someone and we talked about just opening her mind and her way of thinking bigger. How things can shift and change and grow so that she can operate in the spirit realm, operate in the spirit, walk in the spirit instead of the flesh. I get to challenge people to unleash what God has put in you. So if that sounds like something that you're looking for, you are in the right place. Just a little bit about who I am personally and then professionally. So if you care about credentials, anyone, unfortunately, the good and hard thing about coaching, anyone can call themselves a coach. If you've not already picked this up, just love learning and the legitimacy and the growth and development that comes with that. So I am certified through the International Coaching Federation, the gold standard for coaching. I am working my way towards the level 3 of 3, which is the MCC level. So that means I'm on my way to obtaining 2,500 hours. I've been PCC certified for quite some time now. That requires mentor coaching, passing an exam, submitting different coaching calls, things like that. I've also have a master's in people development and 10 years in corporate leadership experience that is used and applied to client sessions as it makes sense. And then group coaching, laser coaching certifications as well. So many different things here too. And then in my own life, so like really the story, it looks like walked away from a very lucrative and thriving career in the corporate world, phenomenal job, incredible salary, flexible, crazy growth potential, because I had the call from God and I knew that was the most important thing and could not say no to him. Walking in obedience is hard. I mean, the morning that I gave my notice, I was still, I mean, scared, really, is a true and honest word. And I opened my devotional that day, and you know what it said? The title was Do It Afraid. Do It Afraid. And that has just been so much of my walk that I get to support and encourage and give practical tips, tools, and strategies to women to do that thing too. So built a thriving business over across almost 10 years now, had 3 kids in under 3 years, and maintained and grew the business in that time. My average client has decided to stay on with me for over 3 years. I think my longest continuing client at this point were perhaps at 7 or more years, which is just a testament to God's goodness and the power of this faith-based coaching experience. Typically, I'll work with business owners. That's the majority of my clientele. You do not have to be a business owner, however, to work with grace-based Christian coaching. But a lot of the people are influencers in their community or realms, spheres of influence. I've launched multiple ebooks over the years. You can take a look at that through the website too. There's so much more we can talk about. I'm going to link a few different blog posts to this episode too. Just so you're aware, the title's How Are Coaching and Counseling Different? Really hot topic. 5 questions you want to ask yourself when hiring a life coach. 10 indicators to determine whether life coaching is for you. And then everything you need to know about life coaching is another one. Last but not least is what it is actually like having a Christian life coach. So if this sounds like it's something for you, like listen to that nudge. When we work together, you get clarity on what to do next and how to do it with a realistic plan to achieve those God-given goals. Um, and you might be thinking, "Oh my goodness, like, yes, I am so in." And then think about, well, what is the investment?" And yeah, there is an investment. This is something that is transformational. You're going to have massive change when you work through this program. And there clearly has been a lot put into it. Years and years of education, research, and experience is what you're signing up for and getting to benefit from. And you can almost equate it to it's like therapy in a way, but different, right? It's instead of looking to the past, it's looking forward, future focused and action oriented more so. And it's just like anything else, like your spiritual health is important, just like your physical health and your physical surroundings. And this is impact, massive impact. I like to say ripple effects for eternity. It's almost like when you say yes to this, it's like a bi-weekly house clean, but for your brain and for your life. And wouldn't that be a treat? So, some food for thought there. Whatever other questions that I didn't cover in this episode, feel free to shoot me a message directly. I'd love to invite you to do that. My personal email is Alexandra, Alexandra, at gracebasechristiancoaching.com, or feel free to even pop into my DMs at Grace Based Christian Coaching. So, if you're ready to live out your most faith filled, intentional work and personal life, like let's go do the thing. Your clarity call is your next move. So head to the website, gracebasechristiancoaching.com to check it out and cannot wait to serve.